Hey guys, it's Miss Cassidy. I'm back again. So remember the way we always start class? Have your textbook and your notebooks ready. Remember, you have to do your heading, name, date, grade, and section along with the topic or title for today, which in this case would be language conventions. Our objective is to identify transitional words and phrases and explain how they are effective. And our I can statement is I can recognize transitional phrases. Remember, if you need time to write this down, you can always pause or rewind later. So our language conventions, transitional words and phrases. Transitional words and phrases connect ideas and show how they are related. In the example below, the transition but connects two ideas and signals a contrast, which means it puts two ideas that are similar together, but at the same time it points out a difference. Yes, technology replaces workers, but it also creates new jobs. As you read the automation paradox, you'll notice transitional words and phrases that alert you to the relationship between these ideas. So I thought a PowerPoint or a Google slide presentation in this case would explain a little better for you guys. So, transitional words and phrases. Consider your body paragraphs. Do you use any of these phrases? First, second, third, lastly, to begin with, to conclude, my first reason, my second reason, my third reason, my last reason, one reason is. Let's pump up our writing. These common transitional phrases do not add strength to your writing. They make our writing sound like we're listing off our ideas rather than explaining them. Good writers consider how the reader will progress through our writing by considering sturdy transitional words and phrases. The purpose of a transitional term. Transitional words and phrases are included in the work of successful writers to help bridge and connect paragraphs and supporting ideas. Transitional words help your reader to follow your writing ideas. Where can I place transitional words and phrases in my writing? Well, that's a good question. Transitional words and phrases may be placed at the beginning of paragraphs to help transition from paragraph to paragraph, inside paragraphs to help transition from one supporting detail to another supporting detail, or inside paragraphs to help elaborate upon the supporting details. It means to give it a little more info or a little more description. Watch out for transition overloads. Believe it or not, that actually happens a lot in writing. Be specific in the placement and application of your transitional words and phrases. Not every idea or sentence needs to begin with one of these terms. Not all transitional phrases are equal. Transitional phrases and words are not one size fits all. It doesn't mean that they all work the same way. Different transitional phrases and terms belong in specific areas of writing and serve distinct jobs. Transitional phrases to indicate more information. You're going to use these transitional phrases when you want your readers to know that you're giving more information about your topic. In addition, additionally, in fact, moreover, also, together with, equally important, and similarly. Transitional phrases to indicate an example. These are phrases you're going to use when you want to give an example about your topic. For example, for instance, specifically, to demonstrate, to illustrate, and notably. Transitional phrases to demonstrate cause and effect relationship. When you want to show a cause and effect relationship, you can begin by using these phrases. Due to, for the reason that, since, then, consequently, if, then, and as a result. Now, these are transitional phrases you want to use when you want to compare and contrast two things or more. Although, however, in comparison, likewise, and the most common one I've ever heard is on the other hand, and I actually use that one a lot myself. Transitional phrases to add emphasis. When we add emphasis, is because we want you to know that this is very important. Above all, even more, and more importantly. Now, here are some transitional phrases you can use to conclude in your writing. Therefore, furthermore, altogether, overall, and finally. So I hope this presentation made you understand a little better about the language conventions that we're talking about today. Now we're actually going to move on to the story itself. Hopefully we'll have enough time. So this one is called the automation paradox. When computers start doing the work of people, the need for people often increases. This is an argumentative writing by James Besson. You have his background information. And prepare to compare. As you read, note viewpoints the writer identifies that oppose his claim and evidence he provides to refute them. This will help you trace and evaluate the writer's argument. So you have paragraph 1 and 2 where you can obviously see your critical vocabulary in there. For example, redistribute. Then we have analyze, claim, and evidence. Annotate. In paragraph 2, highlight the statement that best expresses the author's claim or opinion about the impact of automation on employment. You can actually do that in your textbook. When you get to the analyze part, you can do it here online. A paradox is a statement that seems to contradict itself but may nonetheless be true. Why is the writer's claim about automation a paradox? You can begin by saying because, or his reason is, or you can even say, I believe he does this because. So there are different ways for you to start out, and then you write down your answer and submit it. Paragraph 3 and 4, again, you can see your critical vocabulary, relevant and rumbously. Now we have numbers and stats. Notice and note. How do the results of the software study relate to the writer's claim? Highlight or underline these results in the text. Once you've done that, it's time to draw a conclusion. What conclusion can you draw based on this information, this data that you have? So you can say, I conclude, or in conclusion, and then you give your answer. Remember to always use capitalized letters, guys, and commas. Those are very important. Commas save lives. Paragraph 5, where you actually have a bar graph. And then here we go. See, remember how we talked about analyzing graphic features? That's a graphic feature. Annotate on this page. Highlight the text that tells you what exactly is represented by the height of each bar. Then analyze. How does the information in the graph support the writer's claim? You can begin by saying by, and then you write your answer. Paragraph 6, again, we have a critical vocabulary expansive. Then we have a short video on close read screencast. We're not going to watch that. Then we have the language conventions, which we actually went over recently. Annotate. Transitional words and phrases can signal a comparison or contrast. Highlight the transitions in paragraph 6. Once you've done that, come and analyze by answering the question that says, how does the writer use these transitions to connect ideas? Remember, we talked about that recently, so you can actually write down the different ways these transitional phrases and words help you, or help the writer in this case, express themselves better. Okay, having a little technical difficulty. All right, so paragraph 7, we have another graph. So again, we're going to analyze the graphic features, annotate and highlight the sentence in paragraph 7 that connects the information in the graph. That means that you're looking for a sentence in the paragraph that tells you what the graph's information or how it's important to the story. Analyze. What relationship between graphic design jobs and typographer jobs does the graph show? How does this information relate to the writer's claim? So you type your answer in there, and then you send it to me. Here's an image. Then we have paragraph 8 and 9. Number and stats. Notice how the results, notice and note how the results of the McKinsey and Company study relate to the writer's argument. Highlight these results in the text. Once you've done that, it's time to evaluate. Do you think this data or information is a strong or weak piece of evidence? Does it help the writer? Or is it something that's against him? That's why you're trying to figure out, is it good or bad? Paragraph 10, 11, again, 2 critical vocabulary words, and you're done with the story. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the story. And when we come back, we will actually be doing our Check Your Understanding and analyzing our text. Bye. Have a great day.